As their business is scaling and they're growing their businesses, knowing what to delegate and to whom becomes critical. How do you guide leadership teams to identify when it's time to elevate support roles, maybe like bringing on an executive assistant to those high performers to free up their time so they can focus on high impact leadership and stop doing those things we talked about of like what they've been doing before in their previous roles?
Again, it's a great question. And this is something that I do with just about one of my clients. And I'm very intentional when I say just about every one of my clients, because one of the things we do, and it references what we were just speaking about, is we look at position descriptions and responsibilities of when we're talking about succession planning and workforce planning. Is given where the company needs to go, given the goals that need to be implemented over the next couple of years, what does that mean for your team? What does that mean for the positions within your team? And we look at every single position, and every single position should be growing and stretching as the organization grows and stretches and moves forward. So when we look at that, we then look at your position, Harley, and we're like, okay, given what you're doing right now, let's be honest. What do you spend your time doing? What are you doing all day long, all week long, every month, every quarter, whatever? And just start kind of figuring out what's happening. And through that process, invariably, we identify some things that you've carried forward from a previous position because you still do it better than anybody else. So we identify some of those things. We identify things that you do because honestly, sometimes you just don't need any mental strain and it's easy for you just to do it. Some of these administrative type things. And then we also identify some of the cool, sexy, big thinking things that you do, and that's fine. As part of that process, though, to your question, what we do is, but Harley, given your position, given the title you have, the salary you're being paid, what should you be focusing your time and energies and attention on? Let's reset that. And let's start getting rid of some of the things that you've carried forward that need to be repositioned with the people who actually have the positions that should be doing that work. And some of these administrative things, have they become such a large part of supporting the work that you should be doing given the position you have at your level? Should those be supported through some assistant or AI tools or whatever to make the best use of your time so the majority of your time can be focused on things that are appropriate given your title, position, and expertise.
So some of the things you'd help people with is also that strategic planning. It can often feel like a time-consuming luxury. How do you help leaders see it as a growth multiplier instead of just another meeting?
The question I would ask them for that is, do you feel like you're always playing catch up just to keep up? And invariably they go, yep. And I said, okay, that's one answer. The next question, what would happen if I would ask a question, let's just say to 5 of your division heads or 5 of your department heads. What if I would ask each of them individually, what are the top 3 priorities of this company? Would they tell me all the same thing? Hopefully they would. More often than not, they wouldn't. And my question then is, if your 5 divisions are working on different priorities that they think are the company's priorities, how effective are they leveraging the resources of the company, or how much of their time are they competing and fighting against? And if they start getting a little bit nervous with those questions, it's what a strategic plan can do for you. When it's created well, and it's not an overblown bureaucratic nightmare, it's intended to simply clarify the path forward, align and sequence your resources and the timing so that all of your departments, divisions, facilities, whatever, the work that they're doing is leveraging the work of someone else. So you get stronger momentum, faster momentum, and you're not fighting against one another. You're working with one another to not only help what you're trying to do within your realm of responsibility, but you're working together to benefit the overall organization.